Forests have a way of making you believe that silence means safety. When there's no movement, when no sound cuts through the air, your mind just naturally relaxes. But that feeling of calm is a total illusion. The forest is never truly empty. Some things don't need to be seen to be felt. That evening started just like any other. He knew these woods like the back of his hand, passed by them all the time. This familiarity made it easy to brush off the first sound he heard. A voice drifted from between the trees, soft, distant, but unmistakably human. There was no panic in it. No screaming. It was just a call. Immediately, his mind started racing to find a logical explanation. A hiker, maybe? Someone from the nearby town? Then the voice came again, closer this time. It wasn't asking for help. It felt like it was listening. The forest fell completely still, no rustling leaves, no snapping twigs, no footsteps. Just that single voice, followed by a long, unnerving stretch of silence. That silence was somehow worse than the sound itself. It was heavy, suffocating. His body made the decision before his mind could even argue. His breathing grew shallow and quick. His feet started moving backward, slowly at first, then faster. Something was deeply, fundamentally wrong. Later, there were signs. Strange impressions in the soft soil, marks on the tree bark far too high for any animal to have made. But there were no answers, only a growing certainty that he hadn't been alone. The morning brought confirmation, but not comfort. People came. Officials, investigators. Photos were taken. Questions were asked, over and over again. But no explanations ever followed. The mystery just hung in the air. The forest no longer felt like a distant, passive part of the landscape, it felt curious. It felt like it was watching him. Sleep became lighter, more fragile. The familiar comfort of his own house began to feel like a thin veil. Every creak of the floorboards, every shadow in the corner of his eye, sent a jolt of anxiety through him. The safety of his home felt compromised. And then, a memory surfaced from deep within, one he hadn't thought about in years. He was 14 years old, walking alone near the edge of those same woods. He remembered hearing footsteps that seemed to match his own, perfectly in sync. When he stopped, they stopped. When he started walking again, they started too. And when he finally broke into a panicked run, they fell completely silent. Looking back now, he understands, it wasn't just fear he felt that day. It was awareness. The dawning realization that he was being observed. Time passed, but that specific fear didn't fade. It just changed shape, blending into the background of his daily life. The lights in his house stayed on a little longer each night. Certain paths and shortcuts he used to take were abandoned for good. He physically left the forest behind, but its presence followed him, a shadow he couldn't shake. He tried to use technology to find some peace of mind. Security cameras were installed, motion detectors placed around the property. But they didn't help. The cameras showed nothing out of the ordinary. Yet that emptiness somehow proved that something was watching, something clever enough to stay just out of frame. It was a constant, invisible pressure. Once you truly understand how small you are in the face of the unknown, you can't unlearn it. That knowledge becomes a part of you. This story doesn't end in the forest. It doesn't have a neat conclusion where the monster is revealed. It lives in the silences. In the moments of quiet that stretch on just a little too long. And tonight, when you hear a sound outside your window, and it pauses for just 1 second too long, you'll remember this. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories that stay with you.